Here are the exercises to your mini band program 1 workout. And as you can see, I have 2 bands. So I have a harder band that's already placed around my knees, and then I have a lighter band for later exercises. So the first exercise that we have is called air squats. And as you can see, I have the band placed below the knee. Okay, so when I do this exercise, my feet are going to be a little wider than shoulder width apart. I turn the toes out a bit. And the key to this is that you press the knees out through the whole movement. Chest out, I can place my hands in front for balance. I can lay them here, whatever is more comfortable for you. And as I go down into the squat position, I press my knees out. I go as low as I can, and then I come up. And even in the top position, keep those knees out. So we go down into the squat position, back up. Okay, the next exercise that we have is called lateral walks. So when we do the lateral walks, we are now going to move the band to around the ankles. Okay, and the key to this is that you want to keep your legs as wide as possible. So I start off as spreading the band as wide as I can. My toes are going to face forward on this, and I'm going to press my knees out. So from this position, I'm going to bend my knees a bit, lean forward from the hips. I can have my hands here or here, whatever's more comfortable for you, and I'm going to move laterally. I want to keep the bands as separate as possible, or my feet as separate as possible. So the forward leg will always move as far as possible, and the back leg will take tiny steps forward, okay? So I take a big step, tiny step. So I'm here, always keeping my feet and the band as stretched as I can. And I rest, and I go back, doing the same thing. Knees bent, lean forward from the waist, chest out, big step, little step. So the forward leg is going as far forward as possible, and this one's taking a small step. Okay, the next exercise that we have is we're gonna walk forward and then backward. Same concept, keep the band as wide as possible, toes facing forward, knees out, we bend forward at the waist a bit, and when you do this one, you're gonna feel that you're going to be hitting or putting all of your body weight on your heels. So small steps forward, and on this exercise, make sure that as you step, the feet don't get closer and closer together. That's usually what happens. So keep it as spread as possible, and I move forward. So my weight is more on my heels as I walk forward. As I walk back now, I'm going to have the weight on my toes because I have to push my body back. Same thing, toes facing forward, band as spread as possible, knees out, and now I walk back, making sure I keep my feet as far apart as possible. Okay, the next exercise that we have is called lateral kickouts. So when I do this one, you're gonna be standing. You're going to, if I'm gonna work this leg I'm going to unlock the knee. So I pop the knee forward. I'm gonna lock this leg and pull the toes up. I have to find my balance on this leg first before I start. I can place my hands on my hip. I can have them here. I like to place them here, and I kick out. Find your balance as wide as you can here. Once we've done that leg, we switch. So I lock the knee, lock this one, point the toe up, find my balance before I start, and then kick out. Make sure you kick directly out to the side, not back and not forward on this one, okay? Okay, the next exercise that we have is called a glute bridge. So when we do the glute bridge, we get to lay down on this one, but we're gonna move the band again to below the knee. So I lean back, I'm gonna spread my legs as wide as I can, and my feet are pretty close to the butt on this one. Chest out, so you have an arch in the back, and then you can keep your hands on the ground. You're gonna lift your butt up into this position, and then when you're up, you wanna press the knees out as wide as you can, and you're gonna hold in this position for as long as the program says. So it can be 5 seconds, it can be a 10-second count. Then I come back down and go back up again, making sure my knees are as wide as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if it's a 5-second count, and then I go back down. Okay, after those, you can take your band off of your legs and grab the easier band, because we're gonna move into some upper body exercises. So the first exercise that we have is called double pull-outs or pull-aparts. Place the band around your wrists, chest out, shoulders back, arms are straight, lift to about shoulder level, and I'm gonna pull the band as far apart as I can and go back in. Here, here. Okay? Then the next exercise that we have is called arm raises. So chest out, shoulders back, I start in the down position, spread my arms as wide as I can, and now from here, I'm going to lift my arms until my arms are completely vertical, and then I'm going to come back down. Always keeping the band or my arms as separated as possible. So I don't relax, pressing them out. Go all the way up, come back down, and all the way down until the band hits your waist. Okay, the next one we have is called a side-to-side push-up. So again, we keep the band around our wrists. And when we do this one here, you're gonna start with your arms about shoulder width apart, and we're up into a push-up position. So now from here, I'm going to move my one arm out to the side as far as I can, do a push-up, move it back, and do the same with the other arm, and move it back. So out as far as you can, push up, out as far as you can, push up. All right, the next two exercises are going to be for our core. So I'm gonna switch from the easy back to the harder band, and this time you place the bands around your feet. First exercise that we have is called a bicycle. So when you do this, start with your knees bent, feet up, hands around the ears. Keep your lower back down, so you're never gonna have an arch. There should not be any space between your back and the floor. I'm gonna straighten one leg, and I'm gonna take the other knee to opposite elbow. So I come here, then I do the other one here. And just bring that leg up until the knee touches the elbow, okay? And the last exercise that we have, we can keep the bands on our feet. You're going to get in a position ready for mountain climbers. And this one is called knee to elbow. So we get in a position here where the shoulders are over our wrists. But when we do this now, the key is to try to get your knee up towards that same elbow. So I'm gonna come up here, here. So it's more up to the side and up. Trying to touch knee to elbow. Whew. All right, so take this off. All right, so those are the exercises to your mini band workout 1 program.